Well, tonight we're going to try something a little different for the vlog. Denise is not feeling very well. She's been kind of sick all day. That's a whole story to itself, which we don't need to get into. But what I think we're going to do is I'm going to unlock the storage shed. And in here I have a very old piece of equipment that we rely on when winter comes around, which is coming around. So I'm just going to step in here. Probably won't be able to see me for a moment. But I thought what we would do is take this old piece of equipment, since I have to get it out of the shed anyway, and the sun's going down and it's getting dark out, I thought we could try a little light painting. Can we make this ancient piece of snow removal equipment look interesting if we light paint it? So I'm going to get this behemoth out of the shed, roll it over to the garage area, and when the sun goes down all the way, we will return outside with some lighting equipment, which you'll see is not very exotic, a tripod and the cameras. We'll see if we can't make something out of this piece of equipment. And what piece of equipment am I talking about? A 1971 Ariens SNO-THRO. How about that for a maneuver to get this big beast out of the shed? And now it's over to the garage. Okay, so I've got the SNO-THRO over in position where we're going to do the photography of it tonight. But it's way too bright just yet, so we need the sun to go down all the way, which it's involved in doing right now. And it's getting cloudy and it's supposed to rain, so hopefully the sun goes down, it gets dark, and we can do the photography before the rain starts, or we'll be trying something else back when it gets dark. Okay, well, the sun is down now. We waited about an hour and a half to come back out, and Denise is lighting me up temporarily with the light we're going to use for light painting. And it's going to be really hard for video to be taken of this process because the video camera, good as it may be in low light, isn't going to be able to see anything in pitch dark light. So we'll do what we can. We'll show you whatever is possible. But from here, we're going to go ahead and start doing some light painting of the old Ariens SNO-THRO. And to do that, what I'm going to start with first is make sure on the camera I'm going to use, which is the 1D Mark IV, I'm going to take an exposure that is completely black. I want to make sure that I get no light whatsoever into the camera from natural sources. And even though it's very dark out here, there's a tiny little bit of glow in the sky from the sun having just gone down a little while ago. And we've got a couple of marker lights on the shed here. So what I'm going to do is make sure, like I said, that the exposure is set so no light gets in. And then I'm going to set a longer exposure, and I'm going to light paint the scene. And the light painting will produce enough light into the camera lens to expose the sensor as we're light painting and hopefully create an interesting image. So that's the theory, and that's what we're going to try. So I will be fully manual for this shot. And what I want to do is have a long exposure, so I'm going to set this to being at about 3 seconds. And I'll use 4 seconds. I've got f13 and ISO 100, and I'm going to block off the light here for a second, and we're just going to, well, first I'm going to expose this and make sure I get a good focus on it. And I should set the field of view So I'm going to be shooting at 24 millimeters on the 16 to 35. And I'm going to look through here, make sure we've got focus. Check this out a little bit here. Reposition the camera. And I think that's a good looking shot right there. So I'm going to focus on that one more time. Okay. And then I'm going to keep this on manual focus. I don't want to have the autofocus hunting around. So, and I do want to have this be a timer release in a sense. So I'm going to have a little bit of a delay on the shutter release mechanism of 2 seconds. There, 2 second delay. And we're going to take our first shot. Okay, so that is completely dark in the viewfinder, so that means I can do a little bit of light painting on the next shot. So here we go with the shutter release. And there I have an exposure. It actually looked pretty good on the back of the camera to start with, so I'm going to wait till that light, motion light goes off again, and we'll do one more. Well, while I'm waiting for the motion light to go back off, I am going to now zoom this lens to 35 millimeters. And look through the viewfinder and see what we've got. And I'm going to switch back to autofocus briefly because I'm going to get this back in focus again at 35 millimeters. All right, and that's going to turn that off. Okay, so now I'm ready to take my next exposure as soon as that motion light goes off. Okay, so it went off, and I'm going to hit my shutter release. And I think we've got another exposure. So with that, I think, I don't know how I can light myself. This looks Halloween lighting. With that, I'm going to have Denise come over, and she's going to, even though she's not feeling very well today, she's going to use her camera and the 135 f2 to do the same type of shot.
Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing Dennis just did. I'm going to take my picture. I'm going to make sure there's no light. It's going to be completely black. Okay, so I just finished that up, and now to the next step. Here we go. Pretty cool.
Very cool. Well, that's our vlog for this evening. It's getting darker and darker, but we did some interesting light painting. And the preview on the back of the cameras, they looked kind of good. Denise did a really good job on hers, even though, like I said, she's feeling really sick. So we've got to cut this off because she's really under the weather, and she's got to get in and lay down and hopefully feel better for tomorrow. This is Visual Imaging Solutions. We'll show you what these photos look like in the vlog when we post this. Hope they look great, hope you like them, and I hope you come back after liking and subscribing. Thanks. Okay, so, well, darn, that motion light came back on.